Okay, we are back and we are recording again. So welcome you guys to our Sunday night team call. I am Alyssa Schomaker, the creator of Team Royal Republic. In case you guys don't know me, I am your upline, I guess, grandma or grandpa or maybe I'm your sponsor coach. But Sunday nights, 9 p.m., this is when we have our daily dose of motivation and also just different training presented to you from other top coaches within Royal Republic, bringing you guys some fabulous information. So hopefully everybody has a pen and a paper. I'm going to get started because there's just so much information to go over today. All right, so a couple things that I want you guys to know about. Obviously, the July Challenge Pack promotions. There is still a 21-day fix as well as the 21-day fix extreme on sale for the month of July. This is the cheapest that this challenge pack ever is. It's $140. So with this, it's also the programs that we use the most. So leverage the sales that are happening this month and also the information that I'm going to present to you guys about the launch of Cize and the launch of Fixate. And we're going to go over that a little bit more as we get further into the call. But this is a month to really drive your business home. This is a month that anybody that is working the business should easily be able to hit Success Club 10, 20, really rank advance, and really be able to grow your business. There's so many different things on sale. There's so much excitement that's happening within Beachbody that there's really no excuses why anybody doesn't grow their business this month. So take advantage of these sales. Take advantage of the promotions that are happening, as well as the launch information that you guys are going to hear about, because it doesn't ever really get better than this with what we have going on. All right, Beachbody is giving people that hit Success Club 5 in July choices of either of these 3 gifts. Those that get these gifts will get an email on August the 7th with a promo code so that you can choose which gift it is that you want. You can either have the Beachbody logo bag, a stainless steel cup, or the mega mug. So this is coming right from Beachbody for those coaches that hit Success Club 5 or higher in the month of July. If you want more information about the Summit Qualification Success Club promotions, you can look at FAQ 4724. A little change in the volume and commission transfer. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of this. Up until this point, this is actually going to be official on June 20th, but up until this point, if a customer were to order on beachbody.com, you had 30 days to get the volume and commission transferred over to yourself as a coach. They have now cut it down so it's 14 days. They feel that 14 days is enough time to where if somebody was supposed to order through you as a coach and accidentally ordered through Beachbody instead, that within 14 days, you should be able to have this handled, figure out that there was a mistake. And so it's going from 30 days to 14 days, and this will be effective on July 20th. Super Saturday. Super Saturday, mark your calendars for July 25th. There are Super Saturdays happening nationwide as well as in Canada. You can look in your back office to find out where a Super Saturday is located near you. They're going to talk about the recap of Summit, all the information that was going on in Summit. You can look on Team Beachbody and look for Super Saturday. And if you type in your zip code, it'll tell you where there is a Super Saturday registered. I know in Pittsburgh, we are having our Super Saturday on the 25th. It is going to be 80s graffiti type party as well. It's also going to be happening on the Omni. I've posted information about this multiple times in Royal Republic. Get yourself registered, tying into events, going to Super Saturdays, going to Summit. These are the things that fuel your business and get you connected to a community. So look in your area, find out where a Super Saturday is. It doesn't matter if there's not another team member there. Everybody is very welcoming. You will feel like you're at home. So Don't worry about who's going to be there. Show up for your business and tie into the Beachbody community by attending a Super Saturday event on July 25th. August Team Cup. There's going to be a Beachbody Team Cup happening starting on August 1st and running through the month of August. What this does is it's basically a competition between all of the other registered teams within Beachbody. There's some pretty awesome prizes that they normally give away. This information has not been announced yet as far as what it is that they win, but in the past, the first place winner has won a trip to California to be at corporate. They've also given away iPads and computers and cameras. They've given away a lot of awesome gifts to the team that reaches the top. There can only be 5 people per team, 1 diamond coach per team. You do not have to have a diamond coach on your team, but you need to choose a captain and choose a team name. Once you have your team created of 5, then I suggest that everybody creates their own little team page on Facebook where you guys can communicate, where you guys can have a team meeting, where you guys can set goals together and also share ideas. There is a sign-up sheet in Royal Republic if you are interested in being placed on a team cup. If you haven't formed one of your own, place your name on there, and we'll make sure that we get you guys on a team. Fixate. The Fixate is launching on July 14th. This is Autumn Calabrese's newest cookbook. It has over 101 personal recipes that you can use with the 21-day fix. It is going to launch as for customers for $19.95. For coaches, it'll launch for $14.96. It is also going to be available with the Fixate containers. For customers, it'll be $34.95. And for coaches, it'll be $26.91. She has included a lot of vegan recipes, also a lot of paleo recipes in this cookbook. One way that you can really launch the Fixate cookbook is to have it as a giveaway. So if you're going to have people that are in your size test group or size launch party that you're going to be running, you can have, one of the winners also receive the Fixate cookbook. The other thing that you can do is for people that join your challenge group this month, you can also do a giveaway for the Fixate cookbook as well. So here's just some ideas that you guys can use to launch the Fixate cookbook. There are a couple of her recipes already on Team Beachbody. You can go and search what those recipes are and start making them now and start drawing attraction to your different social media sites with the call to the action at the bottom stating that this cookbook is going to be launched on July 14th and that you are going to be, either giving away some of the free cookbooks or including it for people that join your challenge groups this month. The Beachbody Performance line is also launching at Summit. It'll launch on July 20th. This is Beachbody's first real performance line. It is going to include a pre-workout. It has a protein shake. It has a nighttime protein shake, which is basically their night recovery formula. It also has a post-workout formula as well. This is really exciting because I know most of us order a lot of our products from other companies. I know for myself, I order a lot of different things from bodybuilding.com, and now I can have this on HD instead of one of my Shakeology orders, but also get it at a reduced price. I have put a screenshot of this in Royal Republic, located under July important information. There's an album that's located there. You can find, there's a PDF that I've attached to this, and it includes all of the different pricing that's going to come along with the Beachbody Performance line. As an elite coach, I had an opportunity to try out these products, and I'm really impressed with the ingredients, number one, because that's what I feel like is most important, but also I did not feel as sore when I was using the vanilla recovery drink, which is basically your nighttime protein shake. And also the Energizer was pretty great too. So it's definitely a step up from using E&E, although E&E is definitely my favorite. All right, Cize. So there was rumor that Cize was going to launch when we were at Summit. Cize will actually launch on July 20th. For those of you that are going to Summit, you will be able to pick up Cize when you are there. That's one of the advantages to being able to pick up Cize. I have already started advertising for Cize, so I'm kind of thinking ahead about what I need to do this week, and I kind of stepped it up because I know that I'm going to be really busy and I'm going to be gone. And so I'm going to share with you guys what I'm doing to launch my Cize test group. I'm actually calling it my launch party because it's kind of like a party type fitness program. And so I'm going to show you guys what it is that I'm doing to kind of create this buzz around Cize. Really right now it's talking and getting that buzz around, talking about Cize. Once you get the program, it's you doing the program. Although you can do it already if you are a club member through Beachbody On Demand. They already have a program loaded on there, so you can take some videos, you can take some pictures of yourself doing the program and start talking about Cize. So, tips on launching Cize if you have a blog. I created an article on my blog already talking about Cize. I talked about what it is, what you can expect from it, and I also included a video that I just got on YouTube. And then I attached my application. If you guys can see this here, I just made an application on Wufoo using a Wufoo form. I will attach into Royal Republic my form if anybody wants to copy it and make their own so you guys can see what it looks like. But here is one way that I'm driving traffic to my blog for one, and two for information about Cize. So I've already posted this once on my Facebook page today, and I'm going to show you guys what else I've done with this. Two is you can create an event page. So I've created an event page on Facebook. If you're not sure how to create an event page, just basically go to events, create an event. You can put in a start date for your group. And what I use, and I invited a bunch of people already, I will invite more people tomorrow. But what you want to do in this particular group is feed information into this group. So I have information about Cize. I also have my application that I created on my Wufoo document. It is here as well. And I just kind of did a little screenshot here. I'm going to move it up so you guys can see about what it is that I've already included in there. So yesterday I posted a video about Cize. Today I posted a transformation picture that I found of one of the coaches that was in the test group in this event page. Every time that I post in there, then it's going to show up on my newsfeed as well. So more people are going to be able to see it. So you want to kind of treat your event page as kind of like a starting challenge group where you're getting people really excited. Don't just create an event page, invite people, and hope that they'll read the information and that they'll join your group. You want to definitely be creating a buzz. So, mark it kind of on your to-do list that you want to be talking about it, you taking pictures of yourself, putting it in there, you doing a video of yourself, sharing videos that you find on YouTube, as well as transformation pictures. I did just upload a bunch of transformation pictures for you guys into Team Royal Republic, and you guys are free to use any of those. I did get permission from those coaches that we were able to use their results to be able to share. Okay? Here's another idea of something that you guys can do, which I did on my like page. So I created an ad on my like page. What you do is just go into create ad, and I used the one that says post an offer. So I have a picture here of me and Shanti. I know that most of you guys probably don't have that, but have a professional looking picture of yourself. That's the most important thing here. What I did is I actually linked this back to my my blog. So this, when people click on it, it's going to link back to my blog article. If you do not have a blog, no worries. You can just have this attached to your Wufoo document where you explain a little bit about what Cize is. You can include a video on there, and then also have your application linked this way. So here's another way, another kind of ad that you can do. As far as targeting goes, what did I target on this kind of ad? I targeted jazzercise. I targeted Zumba. I targeted Zumba dance party. I targeted Zumba on the fitness videos. You guys like Xbox. I targeted hip hop dancing. I targeted Shaun T. So I think of what kind of audience would like Cize. I didn't do insanity because most times you're probably the more advanced athlete might not really be into this kind of workout. So think about people that like dance. Think about what it is that you can do to target your ad and who your audience is. And the more specific that you can get, the better. So just those were some of the things that I did when I did my targeting for this particular ad that I did on my like page. So if you guys have any questions about this, just ask. But when you're creating it as the ad, you want to use the get offer. Okay. Next, here's something else that I just did today. What I want you guys to do, this is what I've done in the past to create a lot of buzz and get a lot of people into my test groups or launch parties. And I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it was kind of hard for me just to explain it. So I included the information here. What you're going to want to do is go to YouTube. Once you're on YouTube, go to the Beachbody channel, and you're going to want to copy the URL for the Cize video. So you guys can see here where my pointer is. You're going to want to copy that right there. Once you have that copied, what I want you to do is go to keepvid.com. Once you go to KeepVid, you're going to see that there's this bar right here. Copy and paste the URL to the Cize video there, and then click this gray button, and it says download. Once you have this downloaded, then you're actually going to have the video on your computer, which is really awesome because as we know with social media marketing right now, videos that are being shared from YouTube are not being seen. This is why it's important to be able to download this onto your own computer. Once it's downloaded, and I'm going to just quick open this up so you guys can see it a little bit better. Once it's downloaded, you're going to have all of these different options here, okay? I did the top one, download MP4. You want to make sure that it's an MP4, okay? So once it's downloaded, you guys, now you guys have the copy of the Cize video. There's a bunch of different ones that you can use on your computer. Then what I did, I uploaded that exact same one onto my own YouTube. So as you can see, kind of back up here, this is my Cize video that all I did is I just went to upload. I clicked on my Cize video, and now I have my own to be able to share with people, okay? So this will help with sending any kind of video links through Facebook Messenger because of the fact that a lot of times those are being blocked. So that's one way that you guys can use this. The second way, and the thing that I use the most, is over here. And this is what I'm going to show you guys. So on my like page, you guys can do this on your Facebook business page and also on your Facebook page. I want you to upload the video. So just go to click videos where it says video photo. I just want you to click on that and then type in Cize. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to upload the video that you downloaded through KeepVid and have your own video show up. Then what I did is I created just a little post, and I just said, Cize officially launches this week. It's the end of exercise. It's time to dance your way fit. This is the newest program developed by Shaun T. 30 to 40-minute workouts, 30 days, takes even the beginner dancer to strut her stuff like Beyonce. If you'd like to get your copy before everyone shipped to your door, before anyone else, then head on, then on their hands and leave a comment below. And I'm also giving away one free copy to one lucky person that fills in the details. So what I'm doing, and then I also asked them if they want to participate in my launch party. So what I've done here is I have created a link to my Woofu document here. So all I did is just attach my Woofu document there that I made, and I will promote this post later on this week and I will give away one size video and allow them to be in my challenge group for absolutely free. And then everybody else that was not picked, I will ask them if they're interested in being in my size test group or my size launch party, okay? So this is another thing that you guys can do. The bit.ly link is something that's maybe some of you guys aren't really aware of, but you can go to the site. It's called bit.ly, and any link that you have from any of your sites, so my Woofu document that I created, you can customize it. It doesn't cost any money. So I customized this link here, and it just says size launch party. So now it's customized, and when I go back to that bit.ly site, that bit.ly site, I can click on it and I can see where this link is being populated from. So where is it coming from? Where are people clicking on this? Is it my like page? Is it my Facebook page? Is it my Instagram? And you can use this link on all of your sites instead of having just your application showing. So that's another thing that you guys can do. So what should you guys be doing right now? Number one, show that you guys are doing the workout. All of you guys should be on Club and have on demand. Show you guys are doing the workout, do the videos of yourself, and really create that buzz. Start to collect emails. You can collect your emails by, doing a call to action underneath your post saying who's interested. I will get information out to you as soon as I know. You can also be having people fill out your applications in the various different areas that I've showed you before. And then what I like to do is for everybody that's interested, I like to put them all in a challenge group. So I move all the people that come from my like page, come from Instagram, come from my blog, they've all filled out my application, and I will email them, and I will show you guys a copy of my email tomorrow when I make that up, and I will email them a link to my Facebook challenge group page. This way I have them all in one area, and I can continue to feed information into the challenge group page. Once the information is dropped, so once I have the link to the challenge pack, I can just put it in my challenge group that I've been building this buzz up about. This way you'll have 15, 20, 30 people that order right away, right when it's dropped, and you don't have to worry about responding to more and more emails. Okay, so it's a way to just keep everything all together. Then the people that actually order, I will keep them in the group and start running the challenge group there, and then remove everybody else that doesn't order. So just kind of want to give you guys an idea of what it is that you guys can do. There's so many different ways that you guys can really take advantage of Cize and the launch of this product. And this is what I've done in the past to kind of set myself up for this, and this has worked fine. I can tell you, if you're completely overwhelmed and you don't have a blog and you're saying, I don't know what to do, I'm a very new coach, then what I want you to do is do the video of downloading that video from KeepVid and uploading it to your Facebook page or also your like page. Everybody should have a like page, and connect that application to that. You can boost it, like I mentioned, and you guys can easily boost it for, $15, $20, whatever you want to do, over the course of the next, 5 days, and easily be able to help people in your launch party. If you guys have any questions about that, just let me know, and I will try to clarify anything for you. So that is all that I have for myself. I am now going to switch slides here and head on over to Kathleen. Kathleen, go ahead, babe. Take it away.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Super. Do you want me to try and share my own screen or no?
I don't think it will, just because we're recording, and that's the problem, is I didn't want to mess it up while we're recording.
Got it. Okay.
Just tell me. I'll be hanging out taking notes.
Okay. Do you want me to wait till it's up?
No, you're good. Can you see it?
No, I only see yours.
Oh, you don't see mine? You don't see yours anymore?
I don't.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop the share. All right, let me go back here. Do you want to try to do it from yours and see what you got? Let's just see if you can control it. If not, I'll go and I'll do mine. I just want to see if it works. I've always been too nervous. Boom! Look at that.
Hey, we did
Hey,
it.
look at us. All right, cool. That's awesome.
All right. So, okay. So I just wanted to do a quick introduction of me. Whoops. I think this is my second one here. Hang on. Let me back up. Okay, here I am. So thank you so much for having me on the call. I'm excited to speak to everybody, and I just took a whole bunch of notes. I'm excited about the launch. I'm so pumped about Summit. It's a great time to be here. It's a great time to be doing this and moving forward. So anyway, I'm going to get going because I know we don't have that much time, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So this is me, and this is kind of my story. So in a nutshell, how I got involved with Beachbody was I have 3 boys, and after I had my 3rd son, I got gained extra weight, and kind of similar story to I think a lot of people just couldn't quite figure out how to get the weight off. And Alyssa and I know each other. Alyssa's my coach. Alyssa and I kind of knew each other through a mom's club, and I was seeing that she had 3 kids, and she was able to fit exercise in somehow. And I'm like, how are you doing that? And eventually, I actually didn't join for a few months, and eventually I had started running, and I thought, and I lost some weight, but I still wasn't able to button my pants, and it was really frustrating. And it was actually the point that got me that I when I think back to it, there was actually a sale. Shakeology was going up in price, and that's kind of was the clincher for me that I wanted to try it before it went up in price. And so that was my introduction to Beachbody. I was in a 30-day clean eating and Shakeology group because I was running at the time, and it made a huge difference for me. And I believed in it, and I believed in what was going on. And so T25 came out shortly thereafter, and I kept going with another group and became a coach. And my intention in the beginning was just to earn a little money on the side because I really wanted a cleaning lady. I was working at the time, I'm an oncology social worker, and I was working 3 days, 3 long days during the week. My kids were in daycare for 3 days, and I worked every other Saturday. And these are my 3 guys here. And what happened for me at work was that I was really starting to feel some really significant burnout. I worked with families who were touched by cancer in some way. I ran support groups. And in one of the groups, there was a woman named Jennifer. I put her name up there because she's really a huge reason why I started doing Beachbody full time. So anyway, so I was running this group. This woman named Jennifer was in one of my groups. This particular group was for adults who had a cancer diagnosis. And Jennifer was a young mom who had a child similar in age to mine. And she had stage 4 lung cancer and never smoked a day in her life. And within the group, she talked about, really all she wanted in life was to be with her son and spend more time with her son. And it really got me thinking about, what are my priorities in my own life, and what do I want to be doing? And even though the work I was doing was incredibly meaningful, I was coming home with this great sense of burnout, not holding my kids closer, but pushing them away because I was so angry. And I thought, there needs to be a change. And it was around that time that I also read this book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And it really helped me think through that there has to be another way to work besides this kind of 9-to-5 life. And for me, it was like till 8 at night. Some of my groups went long, and on Saturdays, and my kids, as they were starting to get a little bit older, were getting involved in activities, and I was starting to miss out on things. And I just thought, this is not the direction I want my life to go. There has to be something else. Enter Beachbody, and something I believed in. I happened upon it, and I'm so thankful. And so I actually took a leap of faith to resign from my job, and it wasn't something that my husband and I had planned on. We couldn't afford to have one income family, and his job did not afford a life where we were and what we wanted to do for one income. So it was kind of a leap for all of us. But I pulled my kids from daycare, and I said, I'm going to make this work. And that was kind of what pushed me forward with doing this. So in the beginning, and even now, I think we all experience these doubts and excuses and frustrations. And I am going to get to the time management piece, which I think is hugely important, but I just kind of wanted to go through this introduction of myself first. So anyway, in the beginning, these are some of the things that I struggled with. And I know there are probably some new coaches on here too. this whole idea that there's not enough people out there to help. So what, Alyssa and I were, again, part of this moms club, and I immediately thought, like, oh, she's got all those people. Like, I got to figure out something to do. Like, who can I help and what can I do and whatever. And there were also these thoughts of, like, maybe you get in too late, other people are already established and whatever. And there's also kind of this mentality, at least for me, about like there's this whole thing about placement and like where you are and how that works and all that. And then I don't know about any of you, but we've got this incredibly strong, powerful upline, which is awesome and so full of resources, and they're so willing to help. But it's also a little bit intimidating. I mean, they move very quickly in the business and they make great money, and it's inspiring, and at the same time kind of like, like how do I keep up with that? So it's something that I kind of have played with in my mind quite a bit, and especially in the beginning. But I'll tell you what, this was the change for me that happened that I wanted to share with you. And if you haven't read this book yet, I really, really recommend that you go run to the store and get it. I have the audio version, and I can upload it into a group if anybody is interested in that. But anyway, so Eric Worre GoPro, and he's a part of network marketing. He's a huge guru for network marketing. Has nothing to do with Beachbody. But anyway, I just wanted to read you this little piece really quickly that really helped change my mindset. And if any of you are stuck in a place like I was, it's this whole idea that you need to take ownership of your own business. And the idea is that what we need to do is, even though we've got this amazing resource in Alyssa, at some point you have to make the decision to make this business your own. And so he says, and I listened to the book before I actually read it, so I heard his words in my head. And it says that a lot of us blame our upline for any of our things that are going not so well. And so he says, say this to your upline: I want to thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it. Getting into business for myself was important, and I appreciate you for introducing me to a company that you believe in and that I now believe in as well. But from now on, when it comes to my business, it's my business. I will use you as a resource, but never as an excuse. I may call on you from time to time. If you're available, that's great. If you're not, that's okay too. I'm going to build my business, and I understand one thing: it begins and ends with me. And this was really powerful to me because it means, kind of taking control back of what you're doing and taking ownership in your job and in your business. So rather than having any kind of blaming or excuses, it's about you taking ownership of what you're doing. And rather than focusing on things that you're not. So for me, as maybe you can tell, I'm not sure, but with my field of social work, I don't have a fitness background. I don't have a nutrition background. I don't even have an athletic background. I was not involved in sports. And I thought for a while that was something that would really hold me back. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, I do have something I can offer people. And so I thought my own background is in social work. So I feel like I'm pretty good at one-on-one stuff. I'm pretty good at groups. I ran groups for a living. So before Beachbody. So I thought I need to play on those things. Those are my strengths. So why am I comparing myself to other people's attributes that I don't have? That they're great, and I can be great too in a different way. So I just want to tell you that whatever your strengths are, you're awesome. Go with that. And then just a note too about challenge groups real quick. So this is my friend who was part of one of my challenge groups. And I just wanted to credit her for a second because she was in one of my beginning challenge groups where I was a co-leader, and there were a lot of coaches in the group. And it really helped open my eyes when she told me that it was really nice being in a group with other people, but she really looked for my posts in the group. And she had no idea. I mean, as our challengers don't, that she had no idea that there was a top coach in the group or a new coach in the group. She didn't know, but she looked for me because she put her trust in me. And just as challengers put their trust in you. So our uplines are awesome, and we use them for our resources, and we use them for support. But your challengers don't know anything about uplines, so they put their trust in you. So have a presence in the group and be there for them, and know that is something special when somebody puts their trust in you. And the same is true for coaching. So I know some of you are brand new, but some of you may already be forming teams, and some of you may already have established teams. But the same is true for your coaches, that they really are putting their trust in you, and they want to see you as part of the group. So just know that, and know that that's something very meaningful and powerful no matter where you are in your business, that person has put their trust in you. So now I just wanted to run through a couple of my aha moments that I think hopefully you'll find helpful, even if it's just one or two. So number one is get out of your own way. And this was huge for me. So I was trying to get to Diamond back in whatever that was, October of 2013, I guess. And I was really stuck in one place. And I was realizing it was the thing that got me stuck was that was around the time where they made it so that you had to pay that $40 fee if you had bought a challenge pack, but you were trying to sign on as a coach, and I was trying to convert customers into coaches so that I could get the Diamond. And what I was realizing is that I hate that. I still hate that. Like, why do you have to pay $40? Why can't it be like a little checkbox where, you pay for the challenge packs, check it off, whatever. But it's not like that. So anyway, I had a conversation with Melanie at one of the retreats that she had, and she basically said, like, had a little conversation of how she would talk to a coach. And it was incredibly matter of fact, like, this is what you have to do. You sign on and it's not hard. And I was realizing, like, I am getting in my own way. I'm stuck on this. And so I'm projecting that onto the people I'm trying to convert, and I couldn't. So anyway, so what I did was I crafted a little message that was real matter of fact, like, here's the FAQs, here's what you need to do. And somebody that I had been working really hard at trying to convert just suddenly did. And I thought, oh my gosh, that was my fault that I was like stepping on my own toes about it. So that's my first thing for you is, if you are stuck, maybe take a step back and think about, is it something that you are doing that you can maybe switch to get out of your own way? The second one is to tell other people your goals. Don't be shy about this. And this actually comes directly from Alyssa. Again, as I was trying to get to Diamond, there was somebody else who I just couldn't seem to get to become a coach. And she said, why don't you just tell them that it would be really helpful for them to get the discount so that they could help you out in the business. And as soon as I was actually honest with that person, she signed on to coach the next day as well. So, I mean, it's just kind of those common sense things that you forget as you're trying to do this business, because you don't realize that other people don't know what you're doing and whatever. So anyway, so that's my next one. This one was also big for me when I kind of realized that some things that motivate me and my team are different than what motivates some of our upline, because I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the color code. I think that everybody's doing it as you come on board, but if you haven't heard of it, it's this idea of that everybody has a different motivation, and it's one of these 4 different colors. There's also ones about gems, and they're all kind of similar, but the underlying thing is that different people are motivated by different things. And I realized for myself pretty early on that some of the big push groups that we do, like the Emerald to Diamond or the Push to Emerald or whatever, some of those don't work for me because I'm not motivated the same way that other people are motivated. It's not better or worse. It's just kind of is what it is, right? So I think Alyssa and Melanie are both red. And so I think that they are motivated by power and leadership and all that kind of stuff. But I am blue, and my team is nearly completely blue, which is interesting. And something that I had to kind of think through. So we're motivated in a different way. Blue is motivated by intimacy, which means that in general, we like kind of the one-on-one interaction. And so realizing that about myself and about my team meant that I wanted to try and do things a little bit differently. And it's again, it's not better or worse. It's just kind of trying to see through what works for me, and what works for me, like attracts like, probably works for my team. So for me, when I realized that maybe the big push groups aren't the best way to get my team rolling, that maybe smaller intimate things like one-on-one calls or small group cluster calls or whatever, in-person meetings, that seemed, once I kind of figured that part out, it really seemed to help people get moving a little bit more with my team. But white and yellow, again, the same idea that if you know yourself and you have a team of a certain color, or even if you have different people on your team that are different, motivated by different things, you can kind of play to that and get to know yourself and your team. Okay, the next one is this idea that I had in my brain that there just wasn't quite enough to go around, and that if somebody was having a piece, this pie was an analogy that somebody else lent to me, but I really love it, that if somebody had taken a piece of it, that there wouldn't be anything left over, or there would only be a limited amount left over. But here's the reality. There is more than enough pie. These are all my pies for you. You can have some later after Summit. Anyways, there's more than enough, right? There's so many people out there, and there's so much need for our support, and there's a reason why there's the American Idol show. That could have been another analogy for you. There's a reason why that show keeps coming, because there's more than enough singers, there's more than enough people that want to hear different music, and the same is true for us. There's more than enough people to help, and there's more than enough ways that we can help them, and people that will be attracted to you because you fit their needs more than somebody else, and so on. So if you're like me and you thought maybe there wasn't quite enough, there is. I'm telling you, there's enough. There's two more of these. This one is the comparison issue. I don't know about you, but Thursdays either make me very excited or make me want to crawl in the shell, because that's when you see all those announcements about all the rank advancements and all the shout outs and stuff like that. And if you're getting overwhelmed by those things, as I sometimes do, it's possible that your why might not be strong enough. That was the case for me. There's another great recommendation here for you. Start with why. This Simon Sinek is actually talking at Summit. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. But in that book, I heard this concept, which was, if you're comparing yourself to others, your why isn't strong enough. And I know that that's true for me. When I find myself looking at other people's stuff on Facebook and like making it affect my mood or making it affect something, I think, hold on, Kathleen, back the train on up. Why did you get started with this? What are your goals? What are you aiming for? And let's focus on that. And I love this other quote here. A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms. Okay, then last is just thinking about your posture. So it's, I mean, I think you've all heard this before, I imagine, that it's so important to be yourself. It's so important to be who you are on social media, if that's, wonderfully loud and fun, or if that's, kind of quieter and whatever. All those things are wonderful. But in this business, it's important to be just bolder and stronger and a little more confident in yourself and who you are, in addition to continuing to be authentic to you. Okay. So where are we with time here? Okay, good. So then I just wanted to move a bit into the time management piece. Now, this is huge, right? Because when you're your own boss and you don't have set hours and you're not clocking into work somewhere, and you're not going somewhere to work, this can be really challenging. And I know that there are probably tons of people on here like me that have other responsibilities besides Beachbody. I don't know anybody that just solely does Beachbody, but if you've got kids in your house, and I started out doing this job with another job, and my family and my husband and so on, it's really, really challenging. So to start off, I just want to say that time management is like laundry because it's never done. You don't arrive at the place of time management. You constantly have to kind of tweak it and play with it and think, okay, that worked this time, that didn't work. It's never done, but you do have to stay on top. So you know, like that versus thinking of it like I need to get this down, and once I get it down, it's going to be good to go. It's not quite like that. There are tricks to it, but there's always going to be something you add on. And at each level, I can tell you that if you think doing one challenge group is overwhelming, just wait, because then you're going to add on another challenge group, and you're going to add on a coaching group, and then you're going to be added to another group. So it's important to kind of think through how you want to do it, but just know that it will always require some of your time and effort to figure it out. Okay, so having said that, there are some tips I want to give you. This is a strategy I learned at Diamond, but it can be applied at any level. And this is the acronym for it, RSVP. And it's just a way to break down your thinking of what you need to do in order to make this business work. The R stands for recruiting, and it's really the best thing we have to offer anybody, better than any product out there, although the Beachbody, of course, has absolutely amazing products. Recruiting and offering the job opportunity is number one. So that's the R. And then sales is the S. So that would be any kind of challenge packs or workout programs or Shakeology or whatever. And then the V stands for very new people. And that's anybody new that you're onboarding, and that's time that you want to take helping to get them started right and know the business. And then P is for performers. And that would be anybody on your team that has a goal. So it may not be that they want to be top coach. It may not be that they want to be diamond tomorrow, but if they have a goal of hitting SC5, then they're a performer for you. And these 4 categories are like 4 wheels on a car. So you don't want to spend too much time on any one category. You want to kind of spend equal time on each category. So if you have 4 hours to spend, you want to spend 1 hour on recruiting, 1 on sales, 1 on very new people, 1 on performers. You know what? I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back. Okay. So 4 wheels on a tire. So you want to make sure you're spending equal amount of time on each one, because otherwise, you know, the car won't go straight. So that's kind of that one. So recruiting. So that can be what fits into that category. That could be anything from directly inviting somebody to the coaching opportunity, having the sneak peeks is recruiting, any posts that you do about recruiting. And then probably the biggest one is challenge groups. So if you haven't heard this statistic before, I think it's pretty powerful. And that's that I think it's something like 70 to 80% of diamond coaches started as a challenger in a challenge group. So I consider any of my interactions in my challenge groups as part of my recruiting time. So so making sure people have good experiences in there, checking in with challengers outside of the group, that's all considered recruiting. Sales would be direct invites to challenge groups and stuff like that. Any of your new conversations that you're having with people, any of your free groups that you're doing, and then of course the tracking to make sure that you check back in with people and all that kind of stuff. That would be your sales. And then the very new people, I think this category was originally intended to be for your coaches, so any brand new coaches that you get on board. But I also like to have like a subcategory for this one, which is brand new customers. So making sure that either of them feel really comfortable, because the hardest part of, this great quote here, the hardest part of any flight is getting off the ground. So helping people get started is so important. Otherwise, they may be in and out very quickly. So whether it's a coach or a customer, like I said in the beginning part of this, they put their trust in you. So helping them get started right is incredibly, incredibly important and certainly worth your time. And then that last category is performers. So anyone with a goal, again, and so how you can spend time in this area is maybe it's one-on-one calls, maybe it's small group cluster calls, or if you like the push groups, running those, anything that you do on your on Facebook. So maybe you have a separate group for people who are pushing for something like that. That's what the performers category would be. Now, what I literally do is that because I write lots of to-do lists, I literally take a piece of paper and I fold it into quarters, and I put in the top quarter R, and then S, and then B, and then P. And I list out all the things that I need to do in those categories. So the idea would be that you designate certain times of day or times of the week for each of these categories. And then when something comes up, because you know the little bee-bongs on Facebook or whatever, they're incredibly, incredibly distracting. If something pops up, say I'm working on my recruiting, and something pops up from somebody who's interested in whatever, a challenge pack or something like that, then I would take a note and put that in my sales category. And then when it's time to do my sales, I would get back to that message. And that's the overall goal, is to have these chunks of time during the day or during the week, so that you're not going from one thing to the next each time they pop up, because then you're all over the place and you're not really getting anything accomplished at all. So what I actually do is I have that RSVP, but then on the other side, the flip side of that, I put like some of my personal things that I need to get done, because sometimes those pop up as well. Like I remember, I need to make an appointment for my child at blah, blah, blah. So rather than switch entirely to that, I just jot a little note down on the back of my paper about my personal things that I need to accomplish, and then go right back to whatever the category was that I was working on in the first place. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's pretty simple method with my little paper, but it works for me. Okay, and then the other things that sometimes I make other categories. Occasionally I pull my paper into having 6 boxes instead of 4. And that would be like some other special interest things. Maybe you're trying to start a blog. Maybe you want to get to know Pinterest or Instagram or something like that. Maybe you want to start developing your own systems for your own coaches. or you have personal stuff like I was saying, appointments or whatever. And that RSVP doesn't include workout or personal development because that's part of life. It's not part of this particular time management category. That's something that we should be doing daily anyway, but you could also make that one of your categories if you want to as well. Balance is the key, right? So that's pretty much it for me. What time do we have? So I think it's 5 to 10. So I'm not sure. I'm going to stop sharing here, and hopefully that all made sense to everybody. And I guess I want to open it up to see if anybody has questions.
I just want to add in that RSVP is awesome. What I can tell you that I see happening with a lot of coaches, especially when you start to get more than just yourself. You know, when you start as a coach and it's just you and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I, get rid of the notifications and find the groups I have to be in? Like that in itself is overwhelming, right? So then imagine having a team of people. What I see happen is that they get stuck on working with their team instead of growing their own business. And I love that RSVP because it makes you also work on your own business. We're all people that love and care for one another. And of course, we want to see our own coaches succeed. And even myself, there was a period of time where I stopped growing my business to help my coaches grow their businesses. And the problem with that is that there's nobody that's going to grow your business for you. So if I'm growing everybody else's business, then my own business is going to go stagnant because I'm not doing the behaviors of inviting and running sneak peeks and recruiting like I should be. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind and use this RSVP because it's really a great system. But as you get going, you're going to want to just help your team. And if you've been there, you guys can relate, you're going to get stuck. And I don't want anybody to get stuck. So it's always like put your own oxygen mask on, when you're on the plane. Put your own oxygen mask on first, then help the person next to you. In my own schedule, I do all of my inviting, my follow-ups, my emails, all of that stuff first thing in the morning. I get all of my invites out, all of the 3 better behaviors done and over with in the morning. And then in the afternoon is when I'm checking in with my groups. I have my one-on-one calls with my coaches and the mentoring part of it. So just remember when it comes to your own business, guys, that you got to do yourself first and then help out your team. But if you're going to help somebody, if you're going to take somebody on, then it's your responsibility to show them the way. Your upline is more than welcome to lead and to help. But like Kathleen mentioned, they are looking for you because they don't know Kathleen and they don't know who I am. So we don't have that connection there already, even though we're more than happy to help. So do you guys have any questions for Kathleen? I know there's a lot of information on the call tonight, a lot of really, really good information. So do me a favor. I'm going to just post in Royal Republic. If anybody has any questions, just comment below in that thread, and I will tag myself or tag Kathleen, and we can help you answer questions about anything that was presented on tonight's call. Was the color code personality a book? Kathleen, do you want to answer that? I know the answer, but you can answer that.
Yeah, there is a book, but you can do it on a website. There's I'll post it in the group too, thecolorcode.com, and then there's actually I think it still works, Beachbody Coach code that you can put in so you don't have to pay anything and you can get your full assessment. It's really eye-opening, and for me with the psychology background, I find it totally interesting, and then I started like having my whole family do it. It's really fun. So I would highly recommend it if you haven't done it. I would highly recommend having your team do it if you when you get new coaches and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Where do you get the
other thing is if you guys are one of my coaches or following my system at all, when you guys are sending out your new welcome coach emails, I'm suggesting that you guys send the coach portrait. On the coach portrait, there is a link to a color coding system just like this. So when I sponsor a new coach, I get the coach portrait back, and most of my coaches have taken this test. So then I know by reading the book and by studying color codes what that person is like. You know, are they a blue like Kathleen? Are they more like a pearl or a white? Somebody that's really into just helping and giving other people and doesn't really care as much about the recognition part of it. I also have coaches that I know recognition is a really big deal. It's what they thrive on. And so it's really important to understand what drives and what motivates other people. But if you are sending out the coach portrait, in the welcome email with part of my system, it's there. So if you want to look too, you can look there. And then Kathleen has the site that you can upload. Any other questions you guys have? No? Okay, I'll start a thread in Royal Republic, and if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask there, especially anything about what Kathleen mentioned or about the launch information. I know that, you know, if you're a new coach, you're probably like, what the heck is she talking about? I will help guide you through. I will get this recording onto YouTube as soon as possible. I'm going to go get my kids to bed if my husband hasn't already, and get that up and loaded. But the launch is a huge deal, guys. This is like big stuff. So you might be confused on how it works. Just ask. We'll be around. Just because we're going to be in Summit doesn't mean that we're going to be away. Okay, so don't feel like all the leaders on the team are like up and leaving you and you're going to be like, oh, there's nobody around. There's going to be nobody that's going to help me. Because we're going to be posting information into the groups about everything we find out about Summit. So you guys are going to hear as soon as we do. Also, there is a link that I will post in Royal Republic that you guys can copy into your team pages about how you guys can watch the opening ceremonies, how you guys can watch the celebration. That is when they announce everything that's going to be happening in the next year of Beachbody. So there's going to be more product announcements that you guys are going to hear about. They're going to come at the end of the year, different things that are going to be occurring. You guys can watch it live on YouTube Thursday night and Sunday night, and I will post that information. But I just don't want anybody to feel like you're alone, because you're not alone. We'll still be around, just not as present as we normally are. But I'm sure we'll all be popping in at different times. So I hope you guys have a killer week. This is going to be huge. I can't wait to see so many of you guys at Summit for the very first time. I'm little, just in case you guys know. Sometimes people see me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're really small. Yeah, I'm short. So anyways, don't be surprised. But I'm really excited to see everyone, and I hope everybody has a really good week. Take care of you so you guys can take care of other people. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for getting on the call. It was fabulous. I learned a lot, and some tips too that took away. So I hope you guys all have a great week, and I look forward to meeting everyone. And just make it wonderful. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. I love you guys. Love Team Royal Republic. Night, everybody.